Welcome back to a Deeper Dig Conversation Series, episode 37. Today, I am with a creative who I met at Outside Lands, but at the same time, he is very multiverse. I would say that his work really dives deeper into journalism and just exploring the context layers of what the Bay Area means and just going more in detail about San Francisco in particular. So, Mario, so happy to have you on, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. It's been like couple months waiting up this day. I'm excited, bro. I've been waiting.
A couple of months.
I've been seeing you grow since then and watching your videos, and they're great, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and I did want to mention this to you, but like I know that we met at Outside Lands. How was Outside Lands for you? Like, because I know you were like all over the place during that time.
Yeah, Outside Lands, it's like work, dude. Like I go to Outside Lands and I got to enjoy one set, which was the Anderson Paak set, which was the last set on Sunday. Other than that, like it was work, and you know what I mean? Like I do videos with Outside Lands, I do videos, TikToks, and then also I was doing like a sponsorship thing during that time as well. So every day was like almost like work, you know what I mean? It was yeah, that's how it was.
You weren't able to join the Tyra set?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, no. I tell you, like, I had no media pass, so all the stuff we did was DIY. I think the only show that I was legitimately able to enjoy was the Ludacris concert.
Yeah. Actually, I did enjoy that one. I was in line for food. And I was like, I'm just going to enjoy this right here.
Oh.
You know, like, I take that back. Yeah, I was like eating food and I was like watching it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, one of the first questions I would like to ask you is for yourself, how will you describe yourself as a person outside of the creative work that you do?
As a person, I would just say like a grounded, like I feel like I'm a grounded person. You know, I take care of myself. I take care of people around me. I love the people around me. And you know, just stay true to myself, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel like I keep my authenticity and, you know, I'm a grounded individual.
Yeah, and, you know, we were talking about it off camera, but he actually just got back from an event speaking with children. And so you also have that leadership component to your work. And I would love for you just to kind of expand, like, what you did today and also just discuss more about how leadership ties into your work as well.
Yeah, I went to a young men's conference here in Oakland at Claremont Middle School, and I was just a speaker. They had me come through. It was like kind of like almost like a community service type of thing, you know what I mean? And to speak to some young men of color between the grades of 6th and 12th grade. And a lot of them were happy I was there. You know, it brings a different perspective instead of like, just like, oh, it's just some guy speaking, you know, like they probably see me on the internet. Or I went into the crowd and I was doing interviews with them too, you know, like instead of just being on stage and talking. And you know, a lot of young kids, they want to be YouTubers. They want to be they want to do what I do. So, you know what I mean? Like, why not pass that down to the next generation?
Absolutely. And another thing that's interesting is like, especially for this generation, like I feel like we're so chronically online, like everyone's online.
Yeah.
And so another thing that's so interesting about your work is particularly how you're able to get everyone involved, like people that are familiar with your work through Instagram, but at the same time, like they actually recognize you as a journalist. And so describe your work as a journalist too, because I love that aspect of yours.
Yeah, man. You know, I started as doing street interviews in downtown San Francisco. We still do street interviews downtown San Francisco. Now we travel all over the country doing interviews. But then I also, like this year, I brought in an aspect of real journalism because I wanted people to take me seriously, not just as like some funny guy on the street doing like funny content. And don't get me wrong, I love doing that. I still do that. And it brings in the views, you feel me? But if you want some skin and longevity in this game, the content game, internet game, I feel like you got to be taken seriously. So that was one thing that I dipped into, and also like just like genuine interests and genuine concerns, and people like talk about this. Like I recently just made a documentary, short documentary, 12 minutes about ICE coming into San Francisco. And, you know, it's probably my most political video that I've made, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just like jumping into different things and just not being scared to do it and completing a project and like, okay, we did that one. Now it's time to move on to the next one. Next idea. Yeah.
And like, who are some people that led you down this path of just, journalism and content creation? Like, were there anyone that really kind of pushed you to get to that next stage?
I would say, definitely like my wife Vanessa has been a huge support on like that, because I started as being her videographer, her cameraman, because she does content as well. But honestly, like, I don't know, I just kind of had it in me. Like, there's no one personally that I know. There's other YouTubers that I've seen that I look up to and be like, yeah, I could do this too. You know what I mean? But nobody in my personal life, I would say, besides like my wife, because my mom didn't want me to do this. My dad didn't really want me to do this. My family members, like, they're like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, for like the longest time.
Yeah.
And then like I had this talk with my mom the other day, and I was like, Mom, like, I'm famous. And she's like, she kind of laughed, and she's like, no, you don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, no, like I'm pretty famous now. And like, I don't want to boast about it or whatever, but it's like when you get recognized on the street, you know what I mean? All the time. Yeah.
I find like the thing that's so interesting about that is like, there's definitely a sense of like humbleness that you need to have with like content creation. Cause like, I find that for myself too, like, and don't get me wrong, like a rabbit's hole, like we're still like under the radar, but I find that like the most important thing is definitely consistency with it. And so that's why I feel like I also capture within your work is the consistent factor. Like you're always like putting in work, but the work is also like quality. And so I also love, and I'm curious to explore more about the production process. Like, what's your process like?
Yeah, man, that's a great question. When I first started doing this, all I had was an iPhone and a Rode mic. You know what I mean?
That's all it takes.
That's all it really takes, and like just the willpower to just go. And I was asking friends to like be my videographer. And then I met Freddie, which is my main guy. It's like me and him, the production. And I walked into his job and he showed me his videos. I was like, yeah, let's try it out. And this was like when I had 12,000 followers, 13,000 followers. And ever since then, like we've built something like so huge, you know what I mean? So, I don't forget where I was going with this. What was the question again?
The production process.
The production. So yeah, that's how I got my guy, right?
Yeah.
And me and Freddie, we're a team. We travel all over the country together. But then production has changed over time, right? Then I went from iPhone to using a Sony A7 III because that's what Freddie had. And then recently we changed up mics completely, and now we use DJIs, but they're kind of like the same thing as Rhodes. And we use the FX3. So in terms of like production and quality, it's gradually upgraded. If anybody knows anything about cameras, FX3, Sony FX3 is like the minimum base to like film movies on Netflix.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like it's the base model. You know what I mean? Like there's cameras above that, but that's like the base one.
Yeah.
So it's like from filming TikToks like on my iPhone to filming TikToks on the FX3 is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like production is it's like we always want to bring the best quality. You know what I mean? And the audio is always the most important thing.
Yeah. I know that like too, like I find that every single time people always think too that you need to have the best equipment in order to get like the most audience engagement.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's like not really as much true. Like you could do a lot of magic with your iPhone.
You need the best ideas. And if anything, the best audio. The best camera, just use the best camera you have in the moment. That's one of the best things I ever learned from Casey Neistat.
Yeah.
One of the biggest vloggers, YouTubers. Remember, it really stuck with me. I was watching his video. He's like, use the best camera you have in the moment. If the best camera you have is iPhone, that's what you use. Point shoot, that's what you use. But if you have an FX3 in arsenal, use it. You know what I mean? There's plenty of times where I still use iPhone, where I can't go into spaces with a detachable lens. You feel me? So all I can use is my iPhone. I'm going to go to an event tomorrow, and I'm going to use these Ray-Ban Metas. You know what I mean?
I love the Ray-Ban Metas. I got mine at home.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Point of view. So, yeah, the production, it's gradually increased over time. We go in, we batch shoot. We'll shoot maybe like 3-4 videos at a time, and then call it a day. And at least once a week, we're just on it. Once a week, usually every Thursday, you'll see me downtown.
Yeah, and with your short form videos, you shoot that on iPhone, right? Do you?
No, short form is FX3 now.
Oh, short form is FX. Oh,
unless I'm in a space where I can't bring it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like, for example, and I do want to like a sport is more the San Jose Sharks. You were just there yesterday, right?
That was last week.
Yeah, that was last week. Yeah. How was that experience just being a hockey game?
It's fun, man. I'm a Hockey's fan now. Like it's a running joke with me and Freddie. It's like we're Hockey's fans now. Like he's like, dude, you see the game? Like I was like, yeah, like it's crazy. He's like, that's how it happens. He's like, no bandwagon. We're real Hockey's fans now.
It was crazy because there was like a lot of like people not mentioning Steph when they were talking about like most iconic Bay Area athlete. I was like,
oh yeah,
Steph got to get more
but
love.
Bro, there is so many iconic Bay Area athletes.
I know,
but that's why I like. Those type of videos do so well because there's so many people have all different kinds of opinions, and Steph is one of the greatest, and he will always be one of the greatest. But then like, dude, we had Joe Montana, you know what I mean, like Jerry Rice.
Yeah,
I mean, I met Frank Gore yesterday.
Oh,
the running back for the Niners. You know what I mean? Like I met him yesterday, and I'll be going to the Niners game tomorrow.
Who did the Niners play against?
Chargers.
Yeah.
So. Like I'm not super heavy on sports. Like it helps that like Freddie is a super big sports fan, so that helps keep me like up to date.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things I do want to dive more into, like we talked about the production process with your short form, but like with the ideas you come up with, right? Like it's not a lot of people that are gonna come up with ideas tackling real world issues, and so like. What's the drive behind you? Because I know you mentioned how like the process of journalism, the importance of it is to like do meaningful work. But like outside of that, like what drives you to do more long form content and to be taken seriously as a journalist?
I just want to be like the best. I don't know, like, dude, like I just have it in me. Like I want to be the best. I want to be the best, and I want to stay the best, and I just want to be like. I don't know, it's just like that tiger, that wolf inside me. Like, I just want to just fucking get it. You know what I mean? Like...
You're on your Bruce Lee flow.
Like, I'm like always thinking 10 steps ahead. You know what I mean? Always like 10 steps ahead. What's the next video? What's the next idea? What's the next concept? How can we take something that already went viral, tweak it a little bit and make it go viral again? How can we fit into this section, this section, this section? Because if you didn't notice, we cover culture. We cover everything about culture, all kinds of cultures, not just Bay Area cultures, but then, we do dance, we do language, we do sports, we do everything that involves any kind of culture when we go to, you know what I mean? Like I said, we get tired of San Francisco. Freddie, we need to go to New York this weekend, cover culture out there. You know what I mean? Go to LA. We went to Tijuana not too long ago. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? You find that rhythm. You find that flow. Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I was just watching a documentary about it. You heard of Vice magazine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. David Wong, I believe, he dropped a documentary called Vice is Broke. And so pretty much it was just discussing about why Vice went broke. But one of the things that really struck me early on is like kind of covering and focusing on, various topics that cover culture, but tie it into storytelling, and I really get that instance from your work. And so one of the things that I really want to focus on and ask more about is like how you able to incorporate, that feeling of storytelling into your work. Like, does it just come within, or do you have like an actual execution behind like, this is how I want to do it?
There's always an execution behind it. There's always a purpose behind everybody I talk to, everybody that I associate myself with. I'll set up interviews and I'll do all that, and to get the scoop, to get the stories, you know what I mean? Everybody has a story, everybody has a purpose in this life, and just finding those. And then sometimes it's just off the fly. Sometimes you just walk into somebody and you're like, put a microphone in front of their face and see what they say. You know what I mean? Like I was in Hunts Point. We're doing like kind of like a hood documentary of Hunts Point in the Bronx. And like people just coming off us to the street and be like, what's it like living in this neighborhood? You know what I mean? Like it's just like sometimes you just can't plan these things. A lot of these times you can't plan these. And some of my most favorite videos, it doesn't even necessarily have to be viral, but it just kind of just happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's real.
But always go in with intent and purpose and like, you know, we're going to capture this. You know what I mean? Have a game plan.
Yeah. And for you, and just kind of being out in San Francisco, like, how do you feel like about San Francisco? Like, I know for me, like, I like doing content in San Francisco, but I look at San Francisco sometimes and I think to myself, I'm like, I wish it would get more buzz like LA or New York, like some of the major cities, because there's a lot of stuff going on out here. But
yeah, I was just saying that yesterday. San Francisco is so underrated. Like San Francisco is such an amazing city. I've been in San Francisco for 12 years now. You know, it's my home. You know what I mean? So it's like so underrated. I love San Francisco. There's so many great things about it. You know, unfortunately, like my lifestyle, I might not be able to live in San Francisco much longer because I got kids and stuff now, and like we're ready to get into a bigger place. You know what I mean? But I don't know, like, you know, you see like right-wing media and they always like San Francisco's chaos, shithole, blah 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 blah, and then you're like, I like go, I'm like, what the fuck? It's fine.
yeah,
it's fine. It's just really expensive. You know what I mean? Like most of San Francisco is like Piedmont. You know what I mean? Like it's like super. It's like super chill. Just white liberal women everywhere. Like it's just like it's just that's San Francisco.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Like people when they talk about San Francisco, they talk about more like it's a tech city.
Yeah,
and I don't believe in that. Like, I do think tech with San Francisco is like predominantly like a main factor of why people come to live here.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many like, and I don't want to say like underrated like gems, because I genuinely do feel like the people that are like, or even the creatives and the people that are doing stuff here, like they're doing meaningful work in the city of San Francisco, but it's not as recognized.
Yeah. And that might be because like we are more chill. We're not LA. We don't have as many cameras. People don't come here to be all flashy. You could walk down a billionaire down the street and he looks like homeless damn near. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you'll never know. Like, like that guy just walked by, is just he's a billionaire. You know what I mean? He's walking around with flip-flops and just like raggedy beard.
Dude, you know okay, you kind of sparked a neuron in my brain. I remembered I was walking. I just got done going to a KQED event. This was like back in, I want to say early October. But there's this guy, he was wearing like, you know, typical skinny jeans and like kind of ruggedy New Balance and whatever. Like it was like a regular dude fit. And I'm like thinking about it, and then I see articles. I'm like, that was the CEO of Pinterest. Yeah. I'm like, what is going on?
Exactly. I don't know what he looks like. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I could walk past him and be like, like whatever. You know, but that's how they are in LA too. Like we'll be celebrities. Yeah. You know, on the streets, but we just have like tech lords. Yeah.
Dude, another thing I am curious about, I'm so curious about hearing this from your perspective, right? The whole concept of being a content creator. And you did mention this earlier, and I am interested in it. Kids nowadays do want to be content creators. Like the American dream for some high school kids is really to be like Castanet. Yeah. And so I'm curious about it from your perspective, because I have my fair share of ideas of why kids want to be content creators. But from your perspective of you actually doing it and you covering various topics, why do you think our generation is really so focused on trying to be more chronically online and actually do content creation?
People have always wanted to be famous. Like, not just this generation. Since Hollywood has been Hollywood, since TV has been TV, people have always wanted to be famous. You know what I mean? Right now, it's just different. It's at our fingertips, literally. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we don't need to go to Hollywood to get famous anymore. You know what I mean? You could be anywhere. You could be in North Carolina with a cell phone making crazy, funny videos and just go, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you could literally be anywhere. So the accessibility is endless at this point. And with AI, it's on top, it's even more endless. Like, the funnel just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. So it's like, why not? Like, why not give it a shot? You know what I mean? Like, people have always wanted to be famous. Kids have always looked up to celebrities. Politicians have always used celebrities to get votes. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to look at that, like, people have always, you know what I mean? Like, they've always used celebrities and for leverage. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that, but
No, that's real. That's
but like,
real.
you feel me? Like, it's like people, yeah. Like, and the kids want to be YouTubers because it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, my job is fun. Like, I would much rather be doing what I'm doing right now, being creative, having control of my destiny. Like, just my office is going downtown on the corner and just interviewing people. I come home and I edit the videos. Like, it's fun. You know what I mean? You can, if you can make a living off of it, like, even better. Is it easy? No. Super hard. Not everybody could be Kai Cenat. I'll never be Kai Cenat. You know what I mean? Like, that guy is just like a whole different level. When you get into the industry, like, that's a whole different level. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But like, could I get to 1 million followers and be one of those like YouTubers? Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
and there's just like so much like behind the scene process too that goes into it. And like just mentioning kind of that, like there's also like the partnership process, there's the editing process. And so I think like, because like it's so interesting, like back like at my old job, right? I had this kid who just straight up wanted to be just being a streamer, like being a Twitch streamer. And he wanted to do like gaming. And I'm like, that's totally fine, but like the important thing is like as long as you have like a plan and you like legitimately know like the process and the steps of doing that, then go for it. Sometimes like, and we need to really fix this in my opinion. Sometimes like people just think like, oh, I see this on social media and like it's easy when it's not.
No, not everybody can do it. And you have to have a very specific personality to do it. And then a very specific personality to keep doing it. Because just because you do it and you get a couple of hits, you're like, ooh, but then like, are you going to do it a year from now? Are you going to do it 2 years from now? Are you going to do it 5 years from now? Are you going to keep doing it 10 years from now? How long are you going to do this for? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you got to think about that too. Like, am I going to be 40 years old and am I still be doing this? Maybe, I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why I started the podcast. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, how long can I be on the streets of San Francisco doing interviews? You know what I mean? Like, in my 40s still doing it? Maybe, I don't know. But if I have a podcast, old dudes always have podcasts. You know what I mean?
Everyone has
So I got to start my podcast now so I could be one of those old guys with a podcast.
Yeah, and I mean, like, too, like, I love how you mentioned, like, politicians are chronically online, because I genuinely feel like that was the reason why Zohan, the mayor of NYC, got elected.
He's a genius.
He is a absolute genius.
When it comes to influencing, if you're a politician and you're not an influencer, you're not a politician in 2025. Daniel Leary in San Francisco, that dude is an influencer.
He's
like,
everywhere.
You know, like,
he's everywhere.
And he's smart. And, you know, I give him props for that, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, same thing with the mayor of New York. You know what I mean? Like, the dude has 6 million followers. These people are like influencers now. And if you're not on that hype, you're not on that level, like as a politician, like you're probably not going to get heard with this next generation.
Yeah. And another thing too is like, they're chronically online, but at the same time, like they're actually like, go ahead and like highlighting meaningful like communities. Like they're having an impact on the community. It's not just them. Like,
depends what side you're on.
Yeah.
You could be chronically online like Trump and have terrible impacts.
Yeah. Mentioning more of like, at least with the mayor of San Francisco, like, you know? he's just active. He's always around. And like, you know, like I saw him with like one of the homies, Calais, who's the producer out here. And, you know, like, what he's doing, at least with the mayor in San Francisco, what I'm seeing, like he's like all around, and that's
local aspect. Hell yeah, you got to be. And I give props to Daniel Leary for that, because like, you know what I mean, like I know that shit ain't easy for sure. You know what I mean? You got a good team.
Yeah, and you know, one of the final questions I am interested in asking you about, and we did kind of expand on this a little bit, but I am more curious. So let's just say you have someone, right? They're a bit like, I like using this analogy. I like mixing it up a little bit. But let's just say you get someone that's like entering high school, right? They're online. They see what's going on, and you know they kind of have that approach of doing what it is that you want to do. Like, what would be some advice early on that you would give to them?
Early on, they want to do what I do, so like specifically like interviews and stuff.
Yes.
I would find a friend or somebody that's as passionate about it as you are. So pretty much build a team. Build a team and just go for it. I'm the kind of person that jumps off a cliff and builds his wings on the way down. I'm not the kind of person that's like, let's plan this out. Don't get me wrong, I do planning, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I just go for it. Like, just go for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna take the punches as I go. You know what I mean? Whether it's money or whether it's, you know, time or, you know what I mean? Or just like people catting off on you or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just take the punches as I go. And that's how I'm starting my podcast now too. It's like, like I'm just going for it. I've never had a podcast. I had a, that flops. But, you know what I mean? But I've been doing interviews, you know what I mean? So I kind of know. But
How's the podcast process going so far?
so far, so good. It's called Hella Unfiltered. And we're getting just Bay Area people, Bay Area legends all over. I'll have you on the episode too, man.
I love
And,
it. I would love to be featured.
And, you know, we'll do a reverse Uno.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the podcast, it's going great so far. You know, and like I said, we just like, I buy the equipment, I figure out how to use it on the way down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, got to buy a studio, I'll figure it out eventually. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man. Somebody that's young, that's trying to figure this thing out, man, just go for it, man. Who cares what anybody got to say? Fuck the haters, man. And you know what I mean? They're either going to love you, they're going to hate you. And if you do it enough, they'll end up loving you anyways. You feel me? So, yeah.
That's real. Mario, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on, man.
Definitely. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Hell yeah.